Hi everyone, my name is Claire and I'm a counsellor with Sophia Wellness Clinic. Today, I'm going to be talking about some of the common issues that married couples face and answering any questions you might have about marriage counselling. I'll also be sharing some tips for married couples who may be experiencing some issues in their relationship. As we all know, marriage is not always smooth sailing. Regardless of the duration of a relationship, challenges are bound to happen. It's essential to acknowledge their inevitability and understand that they are a part of every relationship. So let's take a look at some of these issues that couples tend to face. A common issue that many couples face is the diminishing intimacy as relationship stabilizes and loses excitement. Intimacy involves various dimensions, such as physical, emotional, mental, and even spiritual aspects that foster a sense of togetherness. It is a crucial factor in romantic relationships and is sustained through intimate conversations and activities. However, as the relationship advances, intimacy often takes the back seat to all the busyness that we have in our day-to-day lives, leading to unmet expectations and problems. Another common issue that couples tend to face is the frequent occurrence of fights. It is normal for differences to arise in a relationship, and it is typical for couples to engage in arguments when that happens. This can be normal and even a beneficial part of any marriage as long as these arguments are handled fairly and constructively. In fact, arguments are a telltale sign of passion between partners. However, the type of arguments that a couple has plays a factor in determining the health of their relationship. It could include daily bickering or furious battles that may lead to the breaking point. When arguments are typically hostile and frequent in nature, it may indicate the presence of a deeper-rooted issue in the relationship. In many marriages, infidelity may also be a recurring issue. There are various underlying motivations for having an affair. These may involve dissatisfaction with the marriage, whether emotionally or sexually. In addition, certain attachment styles, such as attachment avoidance, have been linked with a higher propensity to cheat. Poor self-esteem and insecurity may also raise the risk of an affair as a way to prove their worth to their partner. It is also possible that exposure to infidelity in childhood may increase the chances of them having an affair themselves. When an affair is revealed, it often triggers overwhelming emotions for both parties. The partner who has been cheated on might feel betrayed and abandoned, while the other may feel guilty and self-deprecating. This tends to lead to many conflicts and a lack of trust and communication with one another. More often than not, these problems are linked to a lack of communication between the partners. Miscommunication often leads to a lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings between both parties, which may grow into larger problems that pose even more damage to your relationship. As a result, couples often engage in these heated arguments that obstruct effective communication, especially when emotions are running high. This can contribute to a diminished sense of connection between the two partners, and it causes their perception of each other to become unknown and unfamiliar. Ultimately, this weakens the bond that they have. An issue that tends to surface itself only during marriage revolves around lifestyle choices. For example, one partner might be a homebody, while the other might prefer going out and going on adventures. During the dating stages, couples have the perception that these issues are differences that they can work past or that they can ignore. However, this is when the issue of compromise comes into play. When both parties fail to consider how the other feels and are focused on their own personal desires, their own feelings, it can lead to make the other feeling unvalued and potentially incompatible. Marriages can also encounter challenges when faced with life-changing situations. For example, the arrival of a new baby into the family. Studies have shown that in heterosexual relationships, mothers tend to be more unhappy in their marriages after giving birth, as they perceive to be doing more in terms of taking care of the child or taking care of the household. In other words, the roles have evolved and the workload is perceived to be unevenly distributed, favoring the father. As such, this may lead to tensions between the couple due to this perceived unfairness by the mother and father of meeting expectations. So when should you go for marriage counselling? Before marriage, marriage counselling can be helpful to help you and your partner manage differences in expectations of marriage, communication styles, boundary setting, attachment, love languages, and conflict resolution. In addition, if you and your partner are experiencing any of the issues that were mentioned previously, working with a marriage counsellor can be helpful to resolve these issues and strengthen your relationship. In fact, marriage counselling can be helpful in all stages of a relationship. It can improve the quality of your relationship. A common misconception is that marriage counselling is only necessary when couples are facing serious issues. No matter the extent of the issue that they are experiencing or that they are struggling to resolve on their own, couples can benefit from counselling. Seeking marriage counselling is not an indication that your marriage has failed. Instead, it can be an opportunity for you to improve your relationship. So, what happens during marriage counselling? In general, the ultimate goal of marriage counselling is to help guide couples through their problems, from understanding the root cause of difficulties to taking steps in working things out. Marriage counselling aims to help couples achieve their goals. These goals include, but are not limited, to seeing things from each other's perspectives, learning about each other's strengths and weaknesses, improving communication skills, negotiating responsibilities, and resolving disagreements that arise from financial, parenting, and lifestyle choices. Additionally, marriage counselling also focuses on restoring emotional and physical intimacy, as well as rebuilding trust and commitment. Ultimately, it enables couples to function more effectively as a team. At Sophia Wellness Clinic, we believe that there is no one-size-fits-all approach. Thus, our treatment plans are personalized to meet the needs of each individual couple, and different approaches are used to tackle their problems. One approach that we use is the Gottman Method Couples Therapy. This is a highly effective research-based therapy that provides couples with actionable steps that they can take to improve their relationship. The key objectives are to disarm conflicting verbal communication, increase intimacy, respect and affection, remove barriers that create a feeling of stagnancy, and last but not least, create a heightened sense of empathy and understanding. We not only seek to help couples understand their existing issues, but to also equip them with skills and techniques that they can incorporate into their marriage to prevent future conflicts. Couples will undergo an assessment process that consists of 3 parts. The assessment phase will include a joint initial session, and individual session with each partner, and completing the Gottman's questionnaire. This will help the counsellor understand the foundation of the couple's relationship and the issues that the couple is currently facing. From there, the counsellor will map out an intervention plan and help couples understand their strengths and weaknesses. Another approach we use is the Prepare Enrich, which is an evidence-based, customized assessment created for couples. The key objectives are to foster healthy relationships, identify the strength and growth areas, and develop confidence and impart skills to help improve the relationship. The process requires couples to complete an online assessment individually before the first session. Based on the assessment, a report will be generated highlighting the couple's strength and growth areas that will inform the direction of counselling. In the first session, couples will set achievable goals and set expectations while picking up effective communication skills. These skills are to be actively practiced throughout the process during and outside the counselling room. Thereafter, activity books will be provided for couples to complete, some of them together in session, some of them individually outside of the sessions. These activities will help to build the skills required to maintain a strong relationship, such as conflict resolution and communication. Throughout your counselling journey, you may be asked to share about more intimate topics, and it is normal to feel uncomfortable and vulnerable during these sessions. However, being open with your feelings can help your counsellor determine the problem and collectively find a solution. Marriage counselling has been shown to significantly improve relationships and positively impact other areas of a couple's lives. However, it's important to recognize that the success of marriage counselling relies very heavily on the level of commitment and willingness of the couple to work on their relationship. To prepare for marriage counselling, it can be beneficial to ensure that you make the most out of your sessions and work towards improving your relationship. Here are some steps you can take to prepare for marriage counselling. It is important to reflect on your feelings and your goals before attending the counselling session. So before you attend the session, take some time to reflect on your feelings, your concerns, and what you hope to achieve through the process. Consider what specific issues or challenges you want to address in your relationship. Next, discuss expectations with your partner. Have an open and honest conversation with your partner about your expectations for marriage counselling. Share your intentions, goals, and concerns, and encourage your partner to do the same. It's important to be on the same page and have a shared understanding of what you both want to achieve. Naturally, it is also essential to understand that marriage counselling is a process. It may take time to see significant changes in your relationship. Be patient and realistic in your expectations and focus on the progress and growth that you will both experience in your marriage. Of course, it is imperative that both parties are willing to participate and collaborate. Both should approach marriage counselling with an open mind and a willingness to actively participate. Be prepared to listen, communicate, and collaborate with your partner and the counsellor. Remember that counselling is a joint effort. Both partners need to be involved for it to be effective. Being open and honest will really help your counsellor understand the situation better and provide appropriate guidance. Marriage counselling is a safe space to express your thoughts and your feelings. Be open and honest with the counsellor about your expectations, concerns, and any challenges you may be facing. Since there are several methods that we use for different couples, being aware of the steps and processes will be extremely helpful for both of you to proactively work towards progression. Remember, each marriage counselling experience is unique, and the counsellor will guide you through the process. By preparing yourself mentally, emotionally, and practically, you can maximize the benefits of marriage counselling and work towards a healthier and happier relationship. For anyone looking for tips to improve your marriage, here are some tips we would like to offer. First, it is to communicate well. Marital communication is the best strategy to untangle yourself from any misunderstandings that may have developed between you and your spouse. By explaining things and opening up to each other, you can stop any misunderstanding from damaging your relationship. Effective communication can help as a safeguard against marital misunderstandings. This allows both parties to share their perspectives, pasts, desires, and opinions with each other openly. This can help to foster a better understanding of each other. Next is to regulate your emotions during conflict. When you are in an argument with your spouse, it is easy to let your emotions take over. You could end up saying hurtful things that only worsen the problem instead of fixing them. Try to avoid this route whenever possible. When discussing your marital problems, focus on being constructive. It is also important to stay on topic and not bring up previous issues. If necessary, step away from the conversation for a few minutes before coming back when you're in a calmer state. Adding on to that, both partners should work as a team. When you are solving marriage problems, you need to approach them together and decide on the best solution as a couple. One spouse cannot be authoritarian and make the decisions for both of you. By making decisions together, you can both be at ease knowing that you've considered your partner's feelings and emotions. It is not uncommon for spouses to feel the need to win an argument. It feeds our ego and it makes us feel good about ourselves when we prove our spouses wrong. You should not solve your marital problems with this kind of attitude. Often, if you win an argument, your relationship loses. This should not be about who wins or who loses. Focus on fixing issues in your marriage so that you can both be happy and healthy. Of course, you should also always try to acknowledge your partner's feelings. When trying to resolve conflict within your marriage, you need to encourage one another. Give your spouse the chance to speak up and make their feelings known. Even if you don't agree with them, don't dismiss their feelings. Instead, try to put yourself in their shoes and understand why they feel the way they do, and discover what you can do to address these feelings. Last but definitely not least, you may consider marriage counselling for you and your partner. Counselling will help couples to learn skills and find ways to work better together and solve future problems with much more ease. A counsellor may be able to provide a third party's opinion and share tools and skills to improve your relationship. With that, we hope that this video was insightful for you and will help you in your marriage with whatever problems you may be facing. If you would like more marriage counselling content, you can visit our social media channels or visit our website at www.sophia.com.sg. Thank you for listening and see you again.